Hi and welcome to Rise and Thrive Yoga. Today I have for you a class in our Happy Back series. So this will be one of our longer classes, closer to 30 minutes, and I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to work on lengthening and strengthening our lower back, releasing any tension, and making our backs nice and happy. All right, so we're going to start by just taking a few slow, deep breaths. So soften your gaze if you'd like. Feel your sits bones pressing into the mat. Sit in any position that's comfortable for you right now. And let's just take 3 nice deep breaths. And after your third breath, start to open your eyes, look up, roll your shoulders down and back. Awesome. All right, we're going to start with some seated overhead breaths to start strengthening our breath and waking up our arms. So we're going to bring our hands out to the side, palms up. Inhaling as we reach up, look up, bring palms together, and exhale, hands to heart center. Again, bringing hands out to the side, inhaling, both hands up, look up, reach up, and then exhale, hands to heart center. One more time, inhale up, look up, reach up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Awesome. So now you can keep your legs sitting in easy pose or however you're comfortable. Another option here is you can put your feet in butterfly pose or kind of like in an open lotus with both feet beside your feet on the ground. All right, and then we're going to take both hands and we're going to place them behind our back. So palms are on the ground, fingertips are facing away from us. Roll your shoulders down and back and open through your chest. So gaze is down in front of you. So neck is soft. Fingertips and palms slightly pressing into the ground behind you. Shoulders are down. And just take a few slow breaths, just opening up through your forearms, wrists, shoulders, chest. Nice, slow, deep breaths. So waken everything up. And if you need to move around your legs, you can. Just find a comfortable spot. One more deep breath here. Awesome. So it's going to wake up our neck a little bit. So taking your right hand, coming over to the left side of your head and just gently pressing your ear down towards your shoulder. So your hand's like super light on the side of your head. Gaze can be kind of down. And you can also do this without your hand too. And then switching sides, bringing left hand to the right side of your head and gently moving that left ear down towards your left shoulder. You can have your right hand, your fingers tented on the mat beside you. And release. Now we're going to open up through our wrists. So taking your left hand to your right palm and just pressing down on your fingers so that your palm is facing forward. You might feel a stretch through your forearm here. Just loosening up those muscles in the forearm before we go into poses where we're putting pressure on our wrists. It's really good if you hold your phone a lot during the day or typing. So drop your shoulders away from your ears, sitting up tall, and then switching sides. You can concentrate on your breath here, either breathing in and out through your nose or in through your nose and out through your mouth, your choice. And one more deep breath here. Awesome. All right, now we're gonna get moving. So we're gonna move into tabletop. So on our hands and knees. So fingertips are spread wide, pressing your fingertips into the mat, palms slightly into the mat, kind of hollowing out through your palm. Back is flat, shoulders lifted or dropping away from your ear. So pressing into the mat with your hands and pushing away from the mat. Hips are stacked under knees are stacked under hips, and tops of your feet are pressing lightly into the mat. You can also option to come up on your toes here, but that might put more pressure on your knees, so you can kind of play around with that. So once we get settled into table, we're going to do some cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, chin and chest come forward, neck bends slightly, dropping belly towards the mat, arching that lower back. And then exhaling, pushing away with your fingertips. Chin comes towards chest, gaze goes towards feet and lower back rounds. Again, inhaling to come forward, chin and chest forward, belly dropping towards mat, pushing away from the mat, and exhaling back. Rounding lower back, chin comes to chest, gaze towards toes. Let's do a couple more of those back and forth. Inhaling to come forward, exhaling to come back. Kind of make this your own and play around with the speed that you're going to go. Maybe you twist side to side. Just do what feels good in the moment. All right, let's do one more. And then coming back to tabletop. Awesome. So now we're going to go in table and we're going to do like a cat-cow but to the side. So what we're going to do is we're in tabletop, back is flat, and we're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, look to the left, look towards your hip. So you're kind of kicking out your hip, almost making a C with the side of your body. So inhale here, exhale, look towards your hip. Inhale, come back to center, switching sides, looking back towards that right hip. Inhale, back to start. Exhale to the left. So slowly just going back and forth. Keeping our spine healthy by moving it in different ways, and flexion and extension. We want to keep this spine healthy by moving it in all different ways so that it never gets stuck. It always has movement in all directions. All right, and then coming back to tabletop, we're going to do an open tabletop now. So putting pressure in your right fingertips, inhaling to lift the left fingertips up towards the sky, following your gaze to your fingers, and then exhale, left hand back to the mat. Switching sides, inhale, lifting right fingertips off the mat, reaching right fingertips up towards the ceiling, gaze follows fingers, and exhaling back down. I'm going to do a couple on each side. So inhaling to the left, exhaling back down, inhaling to the right, exhaling back down. If it bothers your neck to follow your gaze, then just go to a place that's comfortable. Last time on the right, inhaling up and exhaling down. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna go into a quick child's pose here. So moving knees wide apart if you'd like, or together, big toes together, and sinking hips back over heels. Reaching fingertips forward, forehead comes towards the mat. Really pressing those hips over the heels, releasing through the lower back. Option here to keep hands flat on the mat, come up on fingertips to give the upper back a little stretch through your shoulders and your arms. Let's take a few slow, deep breaths here. And on your next inhale, we're going to pull through those fingertips, come back up through tabletop, and then we're going to make our way to our backs. So get there in whatever way is comfortable, slowly rolling down to your back. Going all the way down, knees up towards the sky, feet flat on the mat. My voice isn't woken up yet. All right, so we're gonna lift both our hands, actually are gonna be by our sides, palms down, lower back, pressing gently into the mat, engaging that core, thinking about bringing your ribs kind of in like a corset towards your core, but so that you can still breathe. So you're engaging your core, belly button towards spine, but you can still take deep breaths. You want to be aware of the core. So we're going to bring our knees up and legs in reverse table, so at a 90-degree angle, trying to keep the ankles in line with the knees and knees over hips. You can flex your feet here, smile, and then you're going to grab either, you can grab behind your thighs but not behind your knees, or on top of your calves. And we're just going to do a lower back release stretch here. So we're going to inhale and exhale, bring knees gently towards your chest. And then inhale back to start. Exhale, bring knees towards chest. Exhale back. We're going to do a few of these back and forth. Go at your own pace. If it feels good to hold it in the exhale, go right ahead. So we're releasing our lower back, stretching through our upper back, because as our arms are out to the sides, you might feel stretch up here in your shoulders. And being mindful of your back, keeping it gently pressed into the mat. Last time, exhaling, bring knees towards chest, and inhaling back. Awesome. All right, so both feet are going to come down to the mat, and then we're going to press our left foot into the mat, slowly peeling our right foot up off the mat, and our knee comes to reverse table, just our right leg comes to reverse table. Lightly grabbing behind your right thigh with right knee still bent, flexing right foot, and gently pulling that right knee towards you. So check in with your lower back, seeing if it's lightly pressing into the mat. And take some slow breaths here, releasing through the hamstrings. Option here too, you can open up your right knee a little bit to the side, keeping your left hip on the mat. So you can even put your left hand on your left hip to make sure that side stays pressed down, and just bringing that right knee. So you're opening it a little bit to the right and still gently pulling it towards you. And don't forget to breathe. And then option here to bring it back to center and then extend that right leg out long. And as you'll see, mine's still a little bent, so it does not need to be straight. You don't want to lock out your knee, but just bringing it into a little bit more extension. A couple more slow, deep breaths here, really focusing on your breath, relaxing your body. If you had pain in your lower back this morning or recently, think about breathing into the pain to release it. And as always, if anything's bothering you, go to where it's more comfortable. So if anything's really pinching, pulling, twinging, if extending the legs too much, just bring it back down to here. Always an option. All right, releasing that right foot back down to the mat. We're going to put our hands back by our sides and then just windshield wiper our knees back and forth a few times. So dropping both knees towards the right, towards the left. They do not need to go all the way down. Just kind of rolling through the soles of your feet back and forth. Massaging that lower back. And then bringing your knees back to stillness. So now pressing down into that right foot, we're going to go to the other side. So peeling that left foot off the mat. Left leg comes up to reverse table. Flexing that left foot and then grabbing behind the left thigh with both hands. Checking in with your lower back and then gently pulling your left thigh towards your chest, dropping shoulders down towards the mat. You can check in with your core here, trying to bring belly button towards spine, and then settle in for a few slow, deep breaths. Again, the option to open up that left knee towards the side, bringing your right hand to your right hip to keep that right hip down towards the ground, and just opening up through the left hip. This is just an option. And bringing that right knee back to center, goes out to the side, bringing both hands back behind your left thigh, and then stretching that left heel up towards the ceiling if you can. Still gently pulling that left thigh back towards your chest. Trying to drop your shoulders away from the ears if they've crept up. And lower back pressing into the mat. Awesome. Slowly releasing that left leg back down to the mat. And then hands by your side. Again, slowly windshield wipering our knees back and forth. Making up those hips. Awesome. Bring them back to stillness. We're going to walk our heels a little bit closer to our bums. So it's like you could almost touch your heels, but not quite. So feet pressing into the mat, hands pressing into the mat, shoulders release down towards the mat. And we're going to go into some bridges. We're going to press through our feet, press through our fingertips. And then as we inhale, we're going to slowly lift our bums off the ground, lifting hips towards the ceiling. And then as we exhale, slowly lowering back down. So, and then when we get to the bottom, we're going to take a deep breath here and blow it out. And then as we go back up, think about your spine just really peeling up off the mat. So you're thinking about each vertebra, so each little piece of your spine is going one at a time up. And then when we're coming back down, we're going one at a time back down. All right, so nice, slow. So this really helps strengthen muscles along the spine. So as you're doing it, you can think about that. So inhale, pressing through fingertips, pressing through the feet, and slowly peeling that spine up off the mat. Hips reaching towards the ceiling, shoulders reaching back towards the mat. And then slowly exhaling everything back down. And then once you get back down, taking a deep breath in and blowing it out. This time we're going to add our arms into it. So pressing into the feet, we're going to inhale. Our arms are going to come up as our hips raise up. And the backs of your hands are going to fall all the way back behind you. And then as we exhale, everything's going to come forward. So hands reach up towards the ceiling. And then hips and hands are going to slowly fall all the way back. Great. So we're going to inhale again, back up. And exhale back down. And the height of your bridge all depends on what feels good for you right now. So depending on the tightness in your lower back or any pain, you can make it your own. One last time, really follow your breath, thinking about your breath, inhaling up, pressing through those feet, and exhaling everything back down. Really slow. Blow all that air out. Awesome. So once you get all the way back down, we're going to bring both knees in towards your chest. Hands wrap around your calves if you can, or behind your thighs, and give yourself a nice hug. So we're doing a little counter move to our backs. We're going up and down, and now we're rolling it forward. And then releasing back down to the mat. We're going to get a press through that left foot. Peel that right foot up off the mat. Right ankle is going to come over left thigh. Right knee drops open for reverse pigeon. So we have a few options here. So you can stay right here, pressing your lower back into the mat. Or option to lift the left foot up off the mat as well and grab behind that left thigh. Actually, you could just stay here too, or you could bring it a little more intense depending on how you're feeling. Grab behind that left thigh and bringing that left thigh towards you. So again, pressing that lower back into the mat, flexing both feet, dropping your shoulders back towards the mat the best you can, and slowing down your breath. We're going to stay here for about 5 or 6 total breaths. This is a good one to hold as it opens up through our hips and our hamstrings and our thighs. You can wiggle your toes here. You can rotate your ankles. Lots of options. Two more breaths here. And after your next exhale, you can release your hands, dropping your left foot down towards the mat nice and slowly, releasing that right foot down to the mat. We're just going to go into a quick bridge before we switch sides. So once you get back here, you're going to inhale, lift those hips towards the mat, to the sky, and exhale back to the mat. Awesome. So again, let's check in with our lower back, pressing into the mat, pressing belly button towards spine, hands are by your sides, pressing that right foot now into the mat, gently, and then peeling that left foot up off the mat nice and slowly, bringing the left ankle over right thigh, dropping that left knee open, flexing that left foot, and then option to stay here, or continuing to press your lower back into the mat. Slowly peel that right foot up off the mat. And again, option to stay here, flexing that right foot as well now too. And then another option, third option, is to grab behind that right thigh and gently pull everything towards you. So find what feels good for today. You can play around with it, go back and forth. And then once you find your spot, we're going to stay here for about 6 more breaths. Again, option to wiggle toes, rotate ankles here. Or just relax and concentrate on your breath. Soften your gaze if you'd like. One more breath here, and blow it out. Awesome. All right, so releasing that left foot down to the mat, right foot down to the mat. Awesome. All right, so now we're gonna come back up to sitting. So get up to sitting however is comfortable for you. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Do what feels good. So we're going to come back kind of to where we started. Fix your hair. And then we're going to come into butterfly. So soles of the feet together. Let your knees fall out. You can also stick a couple blocks under here or throw pillows for some support if you'd like. Totally options. Roll your shoulders down and back. And then just sit tall. Let those hips open. And soften your gaze down towards your toes. I'm just gonna rock side to side a little bit. You might hear my creaky floor. Go from one side to the other. Awesome. All right, now we're gonna go back to our backs. Work on a little core work. So lowering all the way back down, whichever way is comfortable for you. Coming back into reverse table. Palms down by your sides, pressing into the mat. And we're gonna do some core toe dips. So really pressing that lower back into the mat, really pressing. So we're really engaging the core right now. So really pressing that belly button towards your spine, feeling it wrapping in. So just really fire up those core muscles. All right. So we're going to do some toe dips. So it's like we're dipping our toes in wet concrete. So we're going to inhale and exhale, drop toes down just till they touch and then slowly back up. Switching sides, left toes dip down. And then going back and forth, following the breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Nice. Just going back and forth. Really thinking about using your core muscles to drop your toes and then using your core muscles to bring them back up. You're also feeling it in your thighs too, most likely. Just going nice and slow, but really focusing, making sure that lower back is pressing into the mat lightly to help support and strengthen. So strengthening the core helps strengthen our back, keeps our back safe. All right, one more on each side. Awesome, bring both feet down to the ground. Windshield wiper those knees side to side, you deserve it. Awesome. Now we're going to go into some constructive rest. So this is an option. If you're having lower back pain, sometimes in Shavasana, laying in corpse pose can be really uncomfortable. So I'm going to show you an option for Shavasana that you can use any time for rest. So you're going to bring your feet about as wide as your mat, hands by your sides, nice and relaxed. Roll your shoulders down and back. We're really resting now. We're not trying to tense anything up. We're not really working any muscles. We're relaxing them now. So feet are as wide as the mat, knees are up towards the ceiling, and then we're just going to drop the knees towards each other so that they're like holding each other up like that. So just lightly pressing your feet into the mat, knees are lightly touching each other. Roll your shoulders down and back again. You can soften your gaze. And we're going to do a Shavasana here. And if this is uncomfortable, always an option to bring legs out long, let feet wide, and let your toes drop open for Shavasana. So, play around with it right now, see which way feels better. I'm going to go with constructive rest for today. And soften your gaze. Again, if you haven't already, let your breath go. You don't need to concentrate on your breath anymore. And we're just going to relax in Shavasana for a couple minutes before moving on with the rest of our day. can start to bring some awareness back to your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can make your way back to sitting, or you can stay here if you want, as long as you want. You can come back to sitting. Bring your hands to heart center. You can keep a soft gaze. Take a deep breath with me. Blow it out. Drop your shoulders. Thank you for practicing with me today. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe.